When I think of river cruising, I see images of the Rhine, the Danube, the Seine, with the picturesque landscapes, charming villages, and cities such as Amsterdam, Cologne, Vienna, and Budapest come to mind. But the United States also has a growing river cruise market, which you should consider. We're going to take a look at the 4 leading providers today on Seymour Seas. Those European river cruises are absolutely still on my bucket list. But since I live here in the United States, there are a few options that I'm considering a little bit closer to home. The big question is, though, are they comparable? In today's video, we're going to take a look at just that. Hi everybody and welcome. If you are new here, I am Doug and this is Seymour Seas, your cruise tips and planning channel where I hope to help you and your family pick, plan, and enjoy your next cruise vacation. If you do find this video helpful in any way, as always, give it that thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Thanks so much and let's get started. For the US-based river cruise market, I have chosen 4 leading providers to discuss and review today. The first is going to be the biggest player, American Cruise Lines. Then we're also going to take a look at American Queen Steamboat Company, which is also known as American Queen Voyages. The next is going to be Viking River Cruises. Yes, that leading European river cruise provider has established a presence in the United States with 1 ship. Then we're going to take a look at UnCruise Adventures. They are mostly an expedition cruise line in the Alaska market as well as the Pacific Northwest. The rivers that we're going to be discussing today will be the mighty Mississippi, also the Columbia and Snake Rivers in the Pacific Northwest, also the Ohio River Valley with the Ohio River and Tennessee River, and then also up the Hudson River. These companies also provide small ship coastal experiences throughout the New England area, down the American Southeast coast, as well as through the Alaskan coastline. Before we get into each of the providers, let's take a look at how these compare to the traditional European river cruises. Surprisingly, there are a lot of similarities. These are going to be small ship experiences. They're only going to hold maybe under 200 passengers. You're also going to have several stops during your voyage, and these will be many times extended days and even overnights in some cities. This is going to be very focused on historical enrichment. There will be historians on board, and the guided excursions that are included are going to be very much focused on the history of that particular city or region. These tours are going to be very active, and they're probably going to last most of the day. These sailings are going to be mostly all-inclusive as well. That means obviously all of your meals, entertainment, Wi-Fi, and drinks are going to be included in your fare. But make sure that you check the ongoing promotions for each of the lines before booking. Just like the European river cruises, your dining is going to be fixed dining, exceptional quality, and most are going to be locally sourced and focused on the regional cuisine. Your entertainment is going to be local and regional as well, with many performers coming on board in each of the cities, such as New Orleans Jazz or maybe the Jazz and Blues while going through Memphis. However, most of the entertainment on board are going to be in the form of lectures or enrichment talks speaking about the upcoming port for that next day. There are a lot of differences in the U.S. river cruise market when compared to the European traditional river cruise. Now, many people may disagree with me on this one, but I don't feel that it is as picturesque of a cruise as you would find in some of the European markets. Now, they focus on all of the historical castles and all the rolling hills and all of those very, very old, beautiful small towns and villages. You're going to find a Midwest flat environment along the Mississippi. You know, they do call it the Big Muddy for a reason. However, the Pacific Northwest with the Columbia and Snake Rivers, you're going to have that very beautiful rolling mountains, streams, and maybe some older, smaller villages. You're going to find this along the Alaskan coastline as well. The ship design is also going to be very different from the European river cruises. These ships are going to be multiple levels, and they're going to be much shorter than the traditional long ships that you'll find on the Rhine or Danube. Also, U.S. riverboats are going to have mostly balcony cabins as opposed to those in Europe, which are going to have more of the Juliet style balconies where you open your door and the river is right there below you. U.S. riverboats have full standard balconies that are similar to those on ocean cruises. And then in the Mississippi area, you're going to have options for replicas of paddle wheel riverboats as well. And the final difference is that most of these cruise lines that provide river experiences in the United States are also going to provide small ship coastal experiences, focusing still on the historical nature of that region. Let's begin now by reviewing the 4 top providers for U.S. river cruises. The first up is the major player, American Cruise Lines. American Cruise Lines was founded in 1991 and is based in Guilford, Connecticut. They provide river cruises in most of the major rivers in the United States, including the Mississippi, the Columbia and Snake River, as well as the Hudson River. They provide a great mix of modern amenities on many modern ships and focus on the small ship experience. They have a whopping 19 active ships in service, over 5 classes. Those begin with 6 riverboat ships that hold approximately 180 guests and were built between 2018 and 2023. They have 4 paddle wheel replica ships holding also 180 guests that were built between 2012 and 2016, one of which in the Columbia Snake River, though, was built in 1995. They have 2 Constitution-class coastal ships holding 170 guests that were built in 2017 and 2018. 3 Independence-class coastal ships holding only 90 guests were built between 2005, 2007, and 2010. The brand new Coastal Cats, which they have 4 of, hold 100 guests, and 2 were built in 2023, and 2 are expected later this year and into 2024. These ships offer both standard balcony staterooms as well as large suites. The balcony staterooms average about 350 square feet, and the ship's lounges offer great large windows for panoramic views as well as lots of viewing from the outside upper deck. Itineraries on American Cruise Lines range from historic Mississippi sailings, which are 7 nights round trip from New Orleans. Then you have the complete Mississippi cruise, which is 22 nights, and that goes from New Orleans to St. Paul, Minnesota. They also have that same sailing in reverse. Then there is the upper Mississippi sailing, which is 8 nights and goes from St. Louis, Missouri to St. Paul, Minnesota. The coastal options for American Cruise Lines are a few different New England sailings. Then you have some options for the coastal Southeast United States. American Cruise Line also offers various coastal cruises throughout the Inside Passage in Alaska, as well as around the Puget Sound outside of Seattle, Washington. American Cruise Line is going to be a small ship experience, mostly all-inclusive, and from Cruise Critic, it gets a guest cruiser rating of 4.0, which is very, very good. Next up is American Queen Voyages. This company was previously known as American Queen Steamboat Company. It was formed in 2011 and is based in Memphis, Tennessee. They specialized in the paddle wheel riverboats, or replicas thereof. Their main flagship, the American Queen, is the only remaining steam-operated paddle wheel boat in operation. American Queen Voyages provides a blend of history and luxury with an all-inclusive experience. This all-inclusive experience contains a one-night pre-cruise hotel, unlimited guided tours, unlimited beverages along with open bar and lounges, locally sourced inspired cuisine, in-room dining, prepaid gratuities, all port fees and taxes, unlimited Wi-Fi, all live entertainment and enrichment talks, as well as bicycles and hiking sticks. They have 5 ships over 2 classes. The first class of ship is going to be the paddle wheel riverboats, starting with the American Queen, their flagship, which was built in 1995 and refurbished in 2017. It has a guest capacity of 417. Then the American Countess was built in 1996, refurbished in 2020, with a guest capacity of 245. The American Duchess was built in 1996 and refurbished in 2017. It has a guest capacity of 166. Then the last riverboat is the American Empress. This was built in 2003 and refurbished in 2014. American Empress has a guest capacity of 217. Their final ship is an expedition ship, the Ocean Victory, and it sails off the southeast coast of Alaska. It was built in 2021 and has a guest capacity of 186. Itineraries for American Queen Voyages range from the lower and upper Mississippi River, the Mississippi to the Ohio River, and then the Cumberland and Tennessee rivers. Then in the Pacific Northwest, the Columbia and Snake River, and then of course the Alaska expeditions. Guests on American Queen Voyages give them a Cruise Critic cruiser rating of 4.0. The leader in the European river cruise market for decades, with more than 50 longships, is Viking River Cruises. Viking now offers a U.S. option with the introduction of Viking Mississippi in 2022. Viking Mississippi is a very modern ship, and they focus in on, again, history and culture. Viking is also a mostly all-inclusive experience, and they have been known for very, very good included immersive ground excursions. The one ship that Viking does have in the region, the Viking Mississippi, holds 386 guests. It was built in 2022, and it was U.S. and purpose-built for the Mississippi River. It sports cutting-edge technology, and for Viking fans, it will be very familiar with its Scandinavian design. As with most new ships, most of the staterooms are balcony staterooms, and there are a wide variety of larger suite options available. There are a number of itineraries available on the Mississippi from Viking River Cruises. They have the Heart of the Delta, which is a 12-night New Orleans to Memphis, Tennessee. Also, America's Heartland is a 12-night St. Louis to St. Paul, Minnesota. New Orleans Southern Charm is an 8-night New Orleans round-trip cruise. Then the Grand Mississippi, the Big Daddy from Viking, is a 22-night New Orleans to St. Paul, Minnesota. And then America's Great River is a 15-night southbound from St. Paul to New Orleans. Guests on Viking have given them a Cruise Critic cruiser rating of only 3.1. This is quite surprising for Viking since they are extremely well rated in Europe and in ocean cruising. It seems by reading a lot of the reviews that people are comparing this new launch to the ocean cruises as well as the European river cruises. It seems in the comments that I've read that a lot of the service issues as well as excursions need some work still. I'm sure that they will get all of these kinks worked out though. And the final cruise line that we will review today is UnCruise Adventures. UnCruise Adventures is a specialty expedition cruise line that focuses on the Alaska area as well as some very unique tours of the Columbia and Snake River and a couple other areas. They emphasize a very active adventure, a lot of wildlife viewing, very much so up close with their small ship experience. So this provides for a much more intimate cruise experience. They were formed in 1996 and they are based in Everett, Washington, which is just outside of Seattle. With their acquisition of a smaller cruise line, Safari, they have 9 active ships in service. Their expedition ships in Alaska are Wilderness Adventure, Discoverer, Explorer, and Legacy. They hold anywhere between 60 guests and 86 guests. Now, the Safari ships, which are also in Alaska, Hawaii, as well as Galapagos, are the Safari Endeavor, Voyager, Quest, and Explorer. They hold anywhere between 22 and 80 guests. They do have one ship in the Galapagos called the La Pinta, and it holds 48 guests. Now, the staterooms on board these ships are going to be somewhat bare bones and not as luxurious as you'll find on the other riverboat ships. But they do specialize in that very active expedition cruise experience. The itineraries for UnCruise Adventures in Alaska, you're going to find anything from a 7, 10, 12, and even 14-day expedition cruises. In the Baja Peninsula and the Sea of Cortez, you're going to find cruises from 7 or 10 days. And in the Galapagos, you're going to have a 7-night expedition cruise. And for a Cruise Critic rating, the guests on board UnCruise Adventures give a cruiser rating of 4.5. Now that is the highest rating of all 4 of the cruise lines we've reviewed today. I think all of the cruise options that we reviewed today are excellent options for you to consider. It is the small ship experience and it's mostly all-inclusive. You will have all of your locally sourced meals, your local entertainment, as well as all of your drinks and Wi-Fi most of the time. So check with your travel advisor to make sure what is included in the current promotions. I have been interested in these cruises for a number of years because they are a small ship experience as well as they focus in on the history and culture of the region. They also provide a more personal, intimate experience for your cruise vacation. They rely heavily on the port-intensive activities and excursions that they offer. The very active expedition cruises seem to be very, very interesting and something that I would very much like to experience. I don't feel that these are strong family vacations unless your children are big history buffs or are able to participate in the very active, sometimes strenuous excursions for those expedition cruises. You may want to consider a different option. Check out these for US-based small ship cruises on their websites. I'll leave their links in the comments below. Or just contact your travel advisor for more details. Pricing on these cruises are going to be comparable to an all-inclusive ocean cruise, if not slightly higher. Thanks everybody for watching today. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please do give it that thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Thanks so much for showing up today, and you might be interested in a couple of these videos next. Again, thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon.